Anyone who ignores these three things is almost certainly going to age faster. But the good news is they're easy to implement, they cost nothing, and almost anyone can put them into action starting today. This video is for anyone over 50 who wants to improve their health and wind back the years without pseudoscience and with something they can stick to for good. Everything that I'm about to suggest in this video is evidence-based and has really strong research behind it. And best of all, is easy to apply. So I'm going to explain each one in turn. I'll explain why it works and how you can apply it to your own life. The first thing to implement is 2 to 3 days of resistance training every week. Now, resistance training does two things. It makes you stronger and it adds muscle to your body. And both of these things are vital. You need strength to remain independent, but you also need muscle on your body to stay healthy. And muscle is an independent predictor of how healthy a person is going to be. More muscle on your body leads to less risk of cancer, less risk of diabetes, and less risk of heart disease, all some of the biggest killers in the Western world. The best news about all of this is just about anyone can build muscle and strength with just 2 to 3 sessions of resistance training each week. So I'm going to show you a sample program right now that you can use starting today. These exercises are not going to be suitable for everyone though, and make sure you avoid any of the ones that cause you pain. So we're going to go through a simple resistance training routine for you to take away. Now, I've split this routine into 2 days. So ideally, you would do the first day on the Monday and the second day on the Thursday, which gives you a nice gap in between days. Obviously, it doesn't have to be Monday, Thursday, but that would be ideal. And what we've done here is split the routine into pushing movements for the Monday and pulling movements for the Thursday. So let's have a look at the Monday routine now. We're going to start off with a goblet sit to stand. So this is a pushing movement for your quads and your glutes. You just need a small weight. So a dumbbell would work well, or a bag held into your chest. You're going to hold it like this, keep a nice upright spine, shuffle right to the edge of your chair, feet underneath your knees, and then go nose over toes forward and up, and then come back down nice and slow. And we just want to touch the chair and then go straight back up again. So don't release the tension from those legs. Keep the movement going. And by the way, with all of these exercises, we're going to go for 10 to 20 repetitions, right up to the point where you hit the point of fatigue. So you want to feel like your legs are tired at the end of your set, and you're going to do 3 sets of each exercise with about a minute's rest in between sets. Each routine will only take you probably 20 minutes to do. So it's dead easy, 2 lots of 20 minutes each week, and that is enough to build back muscle and strength. So that's the first exercise. Let's have a look at exercise 2 for the Monday routine. So exercise number 2 for your Monday routine is the chair press. And for this, you just need to get a dining room chair tucked up against the wall with the back facing outwards. And this is a great exercise for working your chest and your triceps, the back of the arm. These are all the muscles involved in this kind of pushing movement. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to put 2 hands on the back of your chair like this, walk your feet back and get your body in a straight line, almost like you're doing a plank, but at a 45-degree angle. And then all we're going to do here is bend the elbows, sink the chest down to the back of the chair, and once you touch it, you're going to push back out. So keep that body in a straight line, touch the chest, and then back out. Down to the chest, and back out like this. And again, we want to be hitting that 10 to 20 repetition range. If you can do more than 20 repetitions, you probably need to do a full push-up, or at least a push-up on your knees. But if you can hit 14 or 15, this is the exercise for you. Take that 1-minute break, do 3 sets, and then you can move on to the final exercise for Monday's routine. And by the way, if you're enjoying this routine and you want tons more like it, but done at a pace that you can follow along with me, where I coach you through every single rep, the best thing to do is to check out my lifelong mobility program. There's tons of routines inside, and you can find the details of that program in the description box below this video. The final exercise for Monday's push routine is the shoulder press, which works your shoulder muscles, unsurprisingly, but also your triceps, and it rounds off all of the pushing movements that we do with our body each day. So what you need is 2 dumbbells for this. We're going to put 1 dumbbell up to touch your shoulder, and then bring the other one up to match it like this. Keep your back nice and tall. You can keep your back away from the backrest if you're confident. And then you're just going to push up overhead and then slowly come back down like that. Now, it makes sense to start off with nice light dumbbells just to get the movement correct first. But once you've mastered it, you can start to progress through the weights quite fast. And we want to keep that nice, slow cadence. So 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down throughout. This is about the sort of cadence you should be doing it in real life. And again, hitting that 10 to 20 rep mark. Now, something to watch out for here, don't strain your neck when you're lifting up. Try and keep your neck and your chin relaxed. So it's just the arms and the shoulders that are doing the movement. And as you dismount, I would do one at a time down to your knees like that. 1 minute's rest, 3 sets total, and that is your Monday workout. Let's have a look at the Thursday pull workout now. So your Thursday routine is all about your pull muscles, which tend to be the muscles that live at the back of the body. So we're going to start off with an exercise that targets basically all of the muscles at the back of your body, called the Romanian deadlift. So you need 2 dumbbells or 1 barbell for this exercise. And here's how it looks. You're going to bend down, pick up your dumbbells and just rest them against your thighs at the front of the body, feet about hip width apart. You want a small bend in your knees, probably about 5 or 10 degrees. You're going to keep your back nice and tall, and then keeping your back straight, you're going to hinge at your hips and slide the dumbbells down the fronts of your legs. Now, as you do this, you're going to move your bottom towards the wall behind you. So your knees don't change their angle, it's your hips. And you're going to stop when you feel a pull in your hamstrings and then come back up. Let me show you again. So you're going to keep your knee angle constant, stick your bottom out towards the wall, hinge at the hips, not the spine, so the spine stays straight. And there I can feel a stretch in my hamstrings, so I'm going to come back up. And you basically just keep going 10 to 20 repetitions until you get a nice working ache in your hamstrings, maybe your glutes, maybe you'll feel a bit of tension in your lower back as well. All of those places are exactly where you should feel it. Take a 1 minute break, repeat 3 times, and then you can move on to the next exercise. But before you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because then you'll be the first to hear about our new videos when they come out. It's totally free, and it just basically gives you a notification when we release a video, and it helps the channel to grow. So thank you very much if you do that. The next exercise we're going to do here for our Thursday routine is the dumbbell row, which works your lats back here and your rhomboids, more of your pulling muscles. So you need to set up like this with the chair tucked against the wall, back of the chair facing you, and a dumbbell down on the floor. Now we're going to keep our right hand free, because that's the one we're going to be working first. So you're going to put your left hand on the back of the chair, step back with your right foot, so you've just got your foot on the floor. I want you to hang your right hand down and grab the dumbbell. And once you've got it, you want to just let it hang with a nice straight spine. Okay, so you're going to keep the spine nice and straight, and the movement is very simple. You're going to pull up like this to touch your body as if you're starting a lawnmower. Okay, so we've got one of those starter chords. We're going to be pulling it up, touch the body, and then let it come back down. And when you get down here, you want your shoulder blade to fall away from your spine. And then up here, you want your shoulder blade to be moving in towards your spine. Okay, so a nice way to think about this is your elbow should brush your side as you come up like this. You want to keep your elbow tight to your body here. And you're going to keep going until you get that nice working ache around here, and probably at the front of the arm as well. Somewhere between 10 and 20 reps. Swap over and do the other side. 3 sets on each side, and then we can move on to the next exercise. The final exercise we're going to do for your Thursday routine is not really a pull exercise, but it belongs in your program because it's so effective at building muscle and strength. It's called the backwards lunge. If you're just getting started with this, I actually don't want you to use weights. I would just hold on to something, because we're going to be stepping back like that. And if you lose your balance, obviously we want it to be safe. But if you're confident, this is what you should do. Take your 2 dumbbells like this. You're going to stand up nice and tall, step back with 1 foot and lunge down, and then come back up all in one movement. So then we go back with the other foot. You don't want the knee to touch the floor, but it should get close to the floor, and then come back up. So we're alternating like this. And the reason I like the backward lunge better than the forward lunge is because it just takes the pressure off your knee at the front. If we're stepping forward, that forward momentum sometimes puts force through the patella, and for many people that can be painful. Whereas the backward lunge just seems to completely eliminate that while still giving you the great benefits that the lunge gives you. It strengthens your quads and your glutes. It's a fantastic way to get stronger and build muscle. 10 to 20 repetitions total, so that's 10 on each side, 3 sets, and that's your Thursday workout. Well done. That's all you need to build muscle and strength. Let's have a look at what else we need to stay fit and well. So to recap for you, with each of these exercises, you're going to do 10 to 20 reps and 3 sets each time. You can take a 1 to 2 minute rest in between your sets, and over time, your goal is to add either repetitions or resistance. So you're making it slowly harder for yourself as you improve. And then finally, just doing that twice a week will take you 30 minutes each time, and it's going to lead to a massive impact on your health. The second thing you should never ignore that has the potential to massively improve your health is 10 minutes of morning mobility work. Now, this is something that transformed my life, even though I'm nowhere near the age of 50. Just adding 10 minutes of either stretching or mobility exercises to the start of every day reduces pain, improves stiffness, and gets you moving faster. It helped me because I spend a lot of time sitting at my desk. My upper back gets really stiff and sore, and my shoulders, but this really helped the problem. Now, I recommend everyone targets their own sticky areas for this 10 minutes of morning mobility work, but here is a little routine that you can do at home to get you started. You can do it from bed. So let's have a look. So you're going to lie on your back to get yourself started like this. The whole routine will take 10 minutes if you do it fully, but I'm just going to show you each exercise pretty fast so we can rattle through them. And we're going to start off at the bottom of the body and work our way up. So the first thing you're going to do in bed is ankle pumps. So you're going to relax your ankles. You're then going to pull them up towards you. So your feet are coming up towards your shins, and then you're going to point your toes down away from you. So it's a nice brisk movement. Let me show you again. So we're coming up and down and up and down. And I would recommend doing all of these exercises for 2 minutes each, which takes us to a grand total of 10 minutes. So you're going to do 2 minutes of ankle pumps. The next thing we're going to do is hip flexion. So bend both of your knees like this. And what I want you to do is bring one leg up like this, hug it towards your chest, and relax. And you're going to do this for 1 minute on each side. So hug and relax and hug and relax. And this basically will help to improve your hip flexion range of motion, which is super important for the whole lower body. It will help you squat better and relieve some of your hip pain if you have that as well. Now let's work on the lower back. Let's get the back moving. So what we're going to do for this is 2 minutes of knee rolls. So have your knees together like this, hands down by your sides, and you're just going to let both knees fall over to one side and let that buttock on that side lift up, and then come back to the center and then go in the opposite direction. All the way over, you're gonna feel your back lift, you're gonna feel your spine rotate in a nice healthy way, keep your shoulders down on the bed, and then slowly rotate from right to left. It will really, really loosen up your lower back in the morning. Let's move up the body again to the mid spine. So this is one that I do personally, and I call this the short lever book opener. So you're going to lie on your side with your hands like this behind your head. You're going to keep your hips and your knees in place, and then you're just going to open that elbow, rotate back as if you're trying to touch your elbow on the bed behind you, and then come back in like this. Now this is similar to what we did before with the knee rolls, but the rotation is happening much higher up the spine, right in the middle of the spine. So if you're someone who sits a lot, this one can be super helpful. So 1 minute's worth of work on each side. Then we'll move on to the final move, which is assisted shoulder flexion. So you're going to lie on your back like this, take one hand up like this, take the other one and support your elbow, and just help that shoulder over your head onto the pillow. And you're just going to bounce in and out of stiffness just to get those shoulders moving a little bit better. 1 minute on that side, then swap over, do a minute on this side, and that's your morning mobility routine done. Do that every morning for 10 minutes. See how you feel at the end of your first week. I can guarantee it will make a massive difference. The third thing we're talking about today is gradually increasing either your step count or your walking speed. Now, there's some really robust data to show that those who walk further really do live longer. And the longevity benefits of walking really seem to kick in after about the 6,000 steps per day mark. Those who walk further do tend to see better health benefits overall, but we do eventually get that law of diminishing returns past about the 12,000 step mark. But the truth is, you don't need to be hitting 10 to 12,000 steps per day just to stay healthy. There's some preliminary research out there that shows that focusing more on your walking speed might be just as beneficial as walking more steps. So here's what I want you to do. First, track your daily step count for 2 weeks and take an average. That will give you your average daily steps. And second, try and get an idea for how fast you walk. You don't have to do specific metrics here, just a rough guess is fine. Then what we're going to do is focus on either increasing your steps or increasing your pace. You don't have to do both at the same time. Either way works, it's just personal preference. And we're talking about tiny changes here. Increasing either of those metrics by 5 to 10% each month is enough to see a noticeable improvement in your health without risking injury. Do these 3 things consistently over the next 6 months and you're going to see dramatic improvements to your health. I would absolutely love it if you give the steps in this video a try. Please do drop a comment below if you're going to have a go at implementing these 3 things, and I would love to hear from you. There's another video on the screen right now that's designed to help you improve your walking and stay healthy for longer, and I'll speak to you again on the next video.